In this video, I'm going to teach you the brain twister, and it looks like this. So the first thing you need to do when you get into the brain twister is get the yo-yo onto what's called a front mount. And there's basically two ways to do this. There's the way that I already demonstrated, which is the faster way to get into it, but it's also a little bit more difficult. So I want to show you an easier way first, and then we'll get back to the faster method after that. So the easier way, all that you need to do is throw a good sleeper, and then you're going to position your opposite hand right in between your body and the string. You're going to push your first finger into the string, and then bring your yo-yo hand right under the yo-yo and set the yo-yo onto the string. You want to put it on the string right about in the middle so that when you bring your hands together, they're pretty much even with your yo-yo hand just under your opposite hand, and that will set you up for the trick. Now, if you're a new player, chances are your throw isn't perfectly straight yet, at least not every time. And if you try to get the yo-yo on the string while it's crooked, a lot of times that'll kill the spin really quickly. So if you find that when you get the yo-yo onto the string, it just doesn't seem like you have the spin time you're used to, most likely that's what's happening. When the yo-yo's tilted a little bit, it pushes into the string, which causes all kind of friction, and that's why the spin dies so quickly. Now the nice thing is you don't always have to wait until you get a perfectly straight throw to work on this trick, because you can actually use the front mount to correct the tilt of the yo-yo. So watch what happens. Once you have it in a front mount, you can actually move your yo-yo hand to one side, which will push the string into the yo-yo, and you can see that causes it to lean. But if you push the string into the other side of the yo-yo, it causes it to lean the other way, and you can use that to balance the lean of the yo-yo out. And so if you throw the yo-yo down and it's leaning to one side, you can push the string intentionally into the yo-yo to correct the lean, and that'll set you up to continue to do the trick. Now you do want to be aware that if you're using this tilt correction technique on any mount, it is going to kill the spin a little bit, so you want to get used to it so you can do it quickly and efficiently so you can get right into the tricks. Now, once you've got the simpler method down, you definitely want to learn how to get into the mount the faster way as well. So let me show you that before I get into the rest of the trick. The first thing you want to do for the faster method is you just want to position your opposite hand right in front of your body, and you want to point your finger off to the side. And once you've got it set up, you don't want to move this hand at all, because it's really going to simplify the motion, make it a lot easier to learn. So once you have it set up, you're going to get a good throw, and you kind of want to throw the yo-yo forward just a little bit so that it's got a little bit of a swinging motion, and you want to use that swinging motion to get into the mount. So as the yo-yo is swinging in toward you, right as the string is about to touch this first finger, all you're going to do is you're going to lift this hand straight up, and that'll accelerate the yo-yo over your finger and hopefully land it on the string. Now, as the yo-yo is landing on the string, you also want to drop this hand down just a little bit, and that will cushion the yo-yo so that it'll stay in place, and that can prepare you to do the rest of the trick. If you forget to bring your hand back down as the yo-yo's mounting onto the string, what can happen is the yo-yo will just run right into your finger, which of course will kill the spin, so you want to avoid that. Now, in order to improve your accuracy, one thing that you do want to keep in mind is you do want to mount the yo-yo really close to your finger without touching it. The closer you can get the yo-yo to your finger on your opposite hand, the more likely it is to line up with the string so that you'll actually hit it when you attempt the mount. Now, if you're really struggling with accuracy, it's actually pretty easy to correct the problems that you're having with this trick, as long as you're keeping this opposite hand still. So let me show you what I mean. If you're constantly missing to the same side, if you pay attention to where your yo-yo hand is ending up at the end of the trick, you can see how far off center it is, and then you know what you need to do to bring it back to center. And that's true no matter what side you're missing on. It's always very clear if you look at where your yo-yo hand, okay, I just need to bring it back to center, and then you can hit it. And so if you try to keep that in mind, to mount the yo-yo onto the string really close to your finger, make sure you pull straight up, then you'll find that your accuracy goes up pretty quick, and you're not going to have a hard time mastering the front mount in this way. Once you get the yo-yo on the string, you want to bring your hands together and put your yo-yo hand just slightly under your opposite hand, just like we said before. And you want to use your yo-yo finger to push the yo-yo around by pushing into those double strings. And when you do it, it's going to be easier to get the yo-yo to go around if you swing it forward first, because that's going to give you a little bit of momentum and help you carry it around. Now once the yo-yo starts moving, you actually keep your yo-yo hand still and you use your opposite hand to continue to move the yo-yo around. And you'll notice that the string, it wraps around your yo-yo finger. That's totally normal, and that's the way that the trick is supposed to work. There's two things you can do with that. You can either get the string off of your finger before you dismount, or as you're dismounting and the yo-yo's coming back, you can just kind of point your finger forward and the strings will just come right off, so it's not really an issue. Now, if you don't want the strings to wrap around your finger, there's a really similar trick that's called a roll that you can do. And all you're going to do is, instead of keeping your middle finger pointed in, you're just going to point it forward. And you can see that if you do this, that if you keep your hands just a little bit separate, the yo-yo can roll around and the string never wraps around your finger, which is technically a different trick, but it's still a good technique to know. So when you're first learning brain twister, it's absolutely fine to just practice with one flip and then bring the yo-yo back to your hand. Eventually you want to be able to do multiple flips. And you'll find in your own practice sessions, if you can only do two and then you need to work your way up one at a time, that's fine. Eventually, when you've really mastered the trick, you should be able to go all the way around to the point where the yo-yo almost touches your finger and then do your dismount. That lets you know that you've really got it down. So if you get the yo-yo onto the string and it seems to be sleeping fine, but every time you start to do your flips, the spin seems to die right away, or it falls off the string, or it starts to twist in a weird direction, most likely what's happening is you are not doing your flips in line with the groove of the yo-yo. So let me show you what I mean. When you get the yo-yo onto the string, obviously you don't want the strings to push into the side of the yo-yo. And so right now, if I looked through the groove, it's looking right at you. And so when I do the flips, I want to do the flips right in that same line that the groove creates. Now, if I go against the groove, even just a little bit, every time the yo-yo flips around, the string is really pushing hard into the side of the yo-yo, and that will kill the spin, it'll cause it to lean, it'll cause this. It's just a nightmare. So if you want everything to sleep as long as possible and to work as good as possible, you need to keep everything really lined up. Now, once you've got the yo-yo moving around, then you want to stop it and get the yo-yo back. And so the two ways to dismount are actually the opposite of the two ways that we showed to get into the mount. And so the first way is the opposite of the easier mount, and that is once you finish the trick, you want to stop the yo-yo, and you just use your yo-yo hand to take the yo-yo right back off the string. Again, you mount it just like this dismount, just the opposite. The second one is the opposite of the faster mount. So again, you get it on just like this, the dismount just comes off right down here. When you're doing that, and technically that's the way that Brain Twister is supposed to be dismounted, so you really want to learn this one, and the flow is a little bit better. So you want to go around, and when you dismount, what you want to do is swing the yo-yo forward, and when the yo-yo is as far forward as it can be, all you do is you pull your opposite hand straight down, and you can see that that executes the dismount, and it'll swing the yo-yo forward. And if you really want to make it look good, you can use the momentum of the yo-yo as you're slowing it down, so it'll come toward you, swing back out, pull down with your opposite hand, and that executes the dismount. Now, one thing that you can do, and this is more old school, this is the way that when yo-yos were made out of wood, this is how they used to teach the trick, and you can still do it if you've got a responsive yo-yo, is as the yo-yo is dismounting in this way, you can see that it goes right in front of you. So when you pull it back, you can actually loop the yo-yo right out. Adds a little bit more flair to the trick, and it's just kind of a fun thing to do if you've got a responsive yo-yo. So again, you just use that same motion of the yo-yo, bring it back, toss it right back out. Of course, you won't be able to do the loop at the end of the trick if you have an unresponsive yo-yo. So the last thing that I want to do is I want to show you a bind that helps you bring an unresponsive yo-yo back at the end of Brain Twister that really couples well with that particular trick. Now, we do have other videos that teach you other binds, and those are really great too, but I think you'll really like the pairing of this particular bind with the trick. So you do your Brain Twister, and you dismount, and when you dismount, your hands end up in the same position where you started the trick. So if you were to go back into it, all you're going to do is set the yo-yo right back onto the string, just like this. In order to execute the bind, what you want to do is remove the string from the back of the yo-yo and place it in front so that you're mounting on the opposite side of the string, and this sets you up for the bind. All you're going to do is pinch the string with your opposite hand, change the height of your hands, and that will execute your bind. And the really important thing to remember is that the yo-yo has to be mounted on the opposite side of the string. If you attempt your bind here, it's not going to work. You need to dismount, get the yo-yo on the other side of the string, and then the bind will work great. So that is the brain twister.